And with that, roll call.
Councilwoman Selby,
Not present.
Councilman Kearney,
Present.
Supervisor Keating,
Present.
Councilwoman Lukacek,
Not present.
Councilwoman Martin.
Present.
Supervisor Keating, will you please lead us in the pledge of allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, folks, we do have one preliminary matter tonight that kind of came in at the last minute. And what it is, it's a resolution. The town of Concord had reached out to the town of Boston. Their dog control officer is going to be out of the area for 10 days. So this resolution, presuming that it's passed momentarily here, is going to cover dog control services, or the town of Boston dog control officer providing dog control services if needed, the call comes in or otherwise, from August 6th through August 16th. So with this shared service agreement, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2025, I'm sorry, I didn't even remember, 69.
I'll second.
Councilman Kearney,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, that is all we have for preliminary matters. We always try to keep that clear. So we are going to step out of our normal agenda that is out on the table outside. Tonight, we do have some dignitaries in the audience with us tonight, but we do have a member. We all know him here, for those of us near and dear to Billy D, or Bill Derezhnowski, formerly, but Bill has a retirement, or has announced his retirement, I'm sorry, I can't speak. So we felt with the many years of service that he has provided to the town of Boston, the town board, we had reached out to all of our dignitaries. We have Assemblyman DiPietro here in the audience, we have Legislator Mills from Erie County, and we have representatives from Senator Gallivan's office here in the audience. So Billy, if you don't mind, you don't mind putting you on the spot here, if you wouldn't mind coming up, and we'd like to read off some resolution and proclamations to you. All right. So from the town of Boston, this proclamation reads as follows. We're recognizing William Derezhnowski for 36 years of dedicated service to the town of Boston. Whereas the town of Boston proudly comes together to celebrate the retirement of William Derezhnowski, who has faithfully served the town of Boston for 36 years, beginning his career in the town parks department in 1989, where he contributed significantly to the maintenance, improvement, and beautification of our public parks. And whereas after 9 years of dedicated service in the parks department, William transitioned to the town highway department, where he performed a wide variety of duties, including road maintenance, snow removal, brush collection, equipment operation and repair, and the upkeep of all town roads, right-of-ways, and ensuring the safety and accessibility to the community in all seasons. Whereas through his countless snowstorms, emergencies, and long hours, Billy D, as we all know him, has been the dependable and trusted member of the town of Boston workforce and earned the respect and camaraderie of his fellow coworkers and the residents of the town of Boston through his work ethic, reliability, and cheerful nature. Whereas his contributions have played an essential role in the operation of the success of the departments, and his years of knowledge, experience, and dedication have made a lasting impact on the whole of the town of Boston. And whereas William Derezhnowski has began his well-earned retirement on July 30th, 2025, congratulations, at the close of an extraordinary career. It is fitting that we recognize and honor his decades of public service and the dedication to the town of Boston. Now therefore be proclaimed that the town board of the town of Boston, on behalf of the entire Boston community, extends its deepest appreciation to William Derezhnowski for his 36 years of outstanding service and wishes him health, happiness, and fulfillment in all his future endeavors throughout his retirement. This was dated today, August 6, 2025. I also want to note that one more thing that we did find, admittedly kind of last minute here, we're partnered with the fire companies here, but we did get your fire history as well. So I also want to commend Bill. He's been a member of the Boston Volunteer Fire Department for 45 years, coming up on the big 5-0, and he's been active for 28 years. So I hope I have all that math right, but that's all the work we put in. Yeah. Bill, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, Jack, you want to go? Bill, you got some more. Stay.
Don't go away. Don't go away.
Stay at the bench, man. It's all yours.
How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Congratulations.
Doing good.
No, I got a product too, but it just says what the supervisor says. Now, to give you a little history, backstory on you. There's gotta be a backstory.
On me?
On you, yeah. So I told the highway guy in Orchard Park 40 years. This is the guy who gets up when we're snuggled in our beds and it's snowing out and blowing out. This is the guy who gets out of bed early to plow the roads. You're the guy who does that. And you're the guy who backs up Mr. T-Lap over there. And it's a tough job. And you know, being a volunteer fireman makes it even tougher because when you're done with the highway, you may have to go out on a call. So I want to just thank you for your service to the town of Boston, 36 years, and wish you a lot of luck in your retirement, though you'll probably be around doing fire calls. So congratulations again on behalf of the county legislature. I'm going to give you this proclamation and lots of retirement years left. Billy D, right?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah.
You got two more coming. Called in everybody for you.
Should have brought a box.
Hey, you got the highway guys, they can carry them out for you, Billy.
So, Dave, nice to meet you. Congratulations. This is a New York State citation. I'll read it. It's just congratulations for your faithful service of 36 years in the town of Boston and 45 years in the Boston Fire Company. Your dedication, hard work in the community is greatly appreciated, and the best of wishes are extended for your future retirement. Dated today. Today is Bill Zieranowski Day in the state of New York.
All right, Billy D.
Billy, you can plead down that citation to a parking
Oh, look,
ticket.
Billy, hey, Billy, you saved the best for last.
Billy D and I go way
Hey,
back.
stranger.
Oh, no, good, how are you? We've known each other for about 25 years. Whether I be in this hallway, working in this town hall, or out in the town parks, he always put a smile on my face. So, congratulations. On behalf of Senator Gallivan, a New York State Senate Commendation Award with your name engraved in there and a challenge pin on the back.
Wow.
Kelly, do you have your phone on you? Would you mind taking a picture of Billy? Come on, I don't need to be in it, just for you.
When you're representing the senator, you should be in it.
I agree with that.
All right, let's get closer.
Okay. Perfect.
Now we get arrested for.
I'll send them to you.
I have
All right.
Well, it's not big enough for all my
No,
stuff.
it's not.
See, Eileen thought about it. She had the box.
Yes.
Ready? Always prepared. All right. Well, Some DPH or Legislator Mills, Eileen, on behalf of Senator Galvin, thank you very much for your time coming out. Much appreciated.
Let me hold
You
them
bet.
up.
Pictures for the town historian. All right, I think we're officially good. All right, so we'll get back into our regular routine here. So going back, item number 2 for our regular business is the correction and adoption of the minutes from the July 16th, 2025 board meeting. And Councilman Karski, would you like to take that item tonight?
I'd be happy to. I've reviewed the minutes from our meeting on July 16, 2025. I see no errors or omissions, and I make a motion that we approve as written.
I'll second.
Councilman Trentini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating.
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, item 2 under regular business is the consideration of all fund bills. And Councilwoman Martin, would you like to take that item?
Yes, Supervisor, I had a moment to look over the fund bills totaling $387,963.47. I make a motion to accept these payables due.
I'll second.
Councilman Kearney,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, on to number 3 is our correspondence. There are 6 items of correspondence that are part of the board packet and on file with the town clerk's office for review. They are as follows. The first item is the Erie County Water Authority, Town of Boston, water main leak history. This goes back to January 1st of 2019 through July 2nd of 2025. Item 2 is a letter from the United States Department of Transportation. Item 3 is a municipal shelter inspection report from the New York State Agricultural Markets for our dog control officer. Item number 4 is the NYSEG and RG&E introduce solutions to help customers control energy costs. Item number 5 is an application for use of meeting facility for Supervisor Keating. This is for the upcoming budget seasons. And then item number 6 is a proclamation for, a copy of the proclamation that was just presented for William, or as we know, Billy D. Deresnowski. Again, they're all on file with the town clerk's office and part of the board packet. Item number 4 is our new business. As always, requests from the floor are our first item, so if anyone would like to come up to the microphone, please state your name, address, and please keep it to 3 minutes for a conversation. Thank you.
Good evening. Jay Jackson, 7964 Back Creek Road. An update on our holiday lighting. I've been working with Supervisor Keating, provided a timeline, best possible timeline. I must stress that piece. There is one question that I asked in there that I haven't heard an answer on. I haven't had the opportunity. It's only been a week. That is, what happens with the 2025 lighting if the rewiring is not complete? We need to hear that from NYSEG. Moving then to Resolution 2024-64. I think I'll close with the joke. Sadly, the proposal from CPL, it reads like a study in government business excesses. Starting right at the top. CPL wants to identify the poles. Well, the Parks Department has already completed that with pretty much 98% accuracy. And then after NYSEG came through, they completed it. The NYSEG is now completely aware of the poles that we have that we're interested in hanging lights on. Next item is a GIS map. Who's going to use this map? Why do we need an electronic map of where our holiday lights are going to hang? Why is that an added cost? The next one is the design details specifications for each pole. Now, on one hand, NYSEG has already provided us with the specifications on how the fusible link is going to be connected. Well, I mean, there's hard copy they've provided by the guys at NYSEG. And beyond that connector is electrical code. As long as it meets standard outdoor electrical code, there's no issues with what we put in there, which is going to be essentially a length of wire, a box, and a photo eye to turn it off in the middle of the night, or I'm sorry, in the middle of the day. They speak of making site visits to define 10 plus or minus designs. We already have the specifications, and it's about a maximum of about 10 feet of wire, the conduit, and the receptacles and photo eyes. I had already provided an approximate cost of about $300 a pole for that. Next is, per the discussion with Mark Stifter, applications and permits. There's nothing for CPL to do. We send in the list of poles, which they have already confirmed for us conveniently, and a resolution that says, yes, we are going to hang things on the poles. I must have misunderstood. I thought the resolution this evening was in regards to hanging them on the poles, but it's for hiring CPL to go through this exercise.
The next short, we're just about another minute.
Yep, Department of Public Works and DOT permits. I can find nothing online. And with the track record so far with this proposal, it sounds like a lot more excess with things that don't need to take place. I was able to find the wage rate in about 60 seconds. It's $50, which I got from one of the electricians, one of the electricians that I spoke to. Finally, we get to the meat of what really needs to happen, and that is for them to write up an RFQ based on the information that we already have. One of the things that makes this somewhat difficult is, I'm attempting, Rich and I are attempting to approach residents for funding for this because the town can't afford it. My knee-jerk reaction was, geez, maybe I'll just drop the whole campaign. Okay, I'll refund the money, the small amount of money that we've gathered so far, won't push any further, and we'll let the street be dark because now the NYSEG really doesn't want us hanging stuff up there. Now, I will acknowledge, what I did do was I simply sped up the inevitable of the delay, or I'm sorry, I simplet the inevitable.
Yes, respectfully, I'll let you go quite a bit over.
We have to let the lights fade out with the original plan. The joke, how many politicians does it take to screw in a holiday light? Looks like from this, it's going to be about $13,000 to get that question answered. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Thank you.
Richard Hawkins, 6892 Pin Oak. You're going over resolution 2025-68, approving a change order for phase 1 water system. Could you tell me what that change is?
That is for the, well, it doesn't look like you have the information. So where they had the bore under 18 Mile Creek, they ran into problems going through the shale. And then, so we worked out an agreement to change the scope of the work that was done to allow them to go under the 18 Mile Creek. And there's also a change order. I don't have it rated with me, but I can certainly provide that to you. On Herman Hill Road, they moved out, and you have to use a compacted stone on the shoulder of the road versus because of the right of way. There's a portion that was there on a residential home, too close, built into the right of way. So they had to go off the shoulder. You have to compact the stone. So those were those increased costs for the project.
How much of an increase?
Total dollar amount is in the resolution, and that is the total contract amount, increasing the total contract amount of $27,814. So the total new contract total as read in the resolution is $2,547,906. And this has no change to the project's substantial for final completion dates.
And the only reason I ask is because I'm sure you have more than one person, at least 3 people who are bidding a project, if not more than that, for something like this for the water project. Okay, so they all bid knowing what has to be done on something like that. And let me tell you something, you don't dig into the ground without knowing what's going on into the ground. And some could be shale, could be hard rock, could be anything, but you bid a price out. Did anybody come in with that bid with lower than what that price was? Because you awarded a bid to somebody because of the price that they bid. But yet you're changing the work order for a phase on a project that we're just starting, and the farther along that they get into this, how many change orders are they going to have that affects this project?
Changes are, open floor session is not a back and forth. I can answer those in my report, but I'd be happy to say that if you look at the history or even the other resolution that's in here for the Barclay-Damon change order, things change. That's the purpose of change order. That happens in
Okay,
government.
and I know the cost of material and everything else, okay, it could go up, could go
I'll
down.
report in the report. The open floor session is not a back and forth dialogue. Happy to answer in my report. So
Okay.
if you have any questions, I'll give you another minute or so. If you have any other
No,
questions,
that's
happy to
fine,
answer.
that's all I asked.
Thank you.
I'll go and head back to the fair if you don't mind.
Absolutely, Deputy.
So for the month of July, the sheriff's office handled 153 calls in the town of Boston, 65 premise checks, 49 traffic stops. We We had 11 vehicles that were broken into, 2 cars that were stolen. Both were recovered by us a couple hours later in the city. We had a total of 6 accidents, and to touch on the stolen cars and break-ins, we did set up 8 different details at night for those areas, traffic patrols. They were all juveniles that were involved. There was at least 4 that were involved. We had video footage. There was some that were detained and then released on tickets shortly thereafter. 7 in the morning, I think, when we detained them. Most of these incidents are, like I said, they're happening overnight. They're all unlocked vehicles again, keys in the vehicles, credit cards. One had $600 in it. I have no idea why. I don't even have $600 on me right now. I don't know. So I'm trying to spread the word as much as I can. We put it out on Facebook. We have neighborhood watch meetings. I'm trying to get it out there. I don't know if we have to put up signage next, getting up to 219, but it's getting to be that point. We have our cameras that are useful, it's led to developing suspects on from our flock cameras. But other than that, it's very difficult to predict and always prevent. The details are trying to help prevent. Obviously some events last month, one of my partners talked to the Boston seniors about some crime prevention as well, fraud, scam, property crimes, to try to spread the word out there. Jamboree in the Park I attended, and I've been attending some town concerts. Any questions? Feedback from you? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the fair, first night. All right, anyone else? All right, anything else? Floor has been closed. All right, item 2 is Boston Fire Company's drive-through chicken barbecue for September 21st, 2025. Councilman Cardicchini, would you like to take that item tonight?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. The town received a request from Bill Kester, the fundraising chairman at the Boston Volunteer Fire Company. They would like to hold a drive-through chicken barbecue on Sunday, September 21st at 10 a.m. until sold out at their Mill Street location. I make a motion that we approve this fundraiser.
Second.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 3 is Resolution 2025-64, authorization to enter into a professional services agreement with CPL for engineering services related to the holiday lighting infrastructure. I'll take this item since this was a topic at the open floor. So the town had partnered, we have 2 different engineering firms, we have both Lobella and CPL, previously known as Clark Patterson Lee, as our engineers.
We table this until Jen and Candace get everything else. Well, you know what? I mean,
We didn't have time to discuss it, I agree with Mike.
Okay, that's fine.
and to Jay's point, you know, we have a specification from NICEAG. We
But
have.
there's more than that. We can discuss it, go ahead.
We need to take.
We need to discuss it. It's $13,000, and I saw that today too. So,
Okay.
so do you just want? I'll second your motion if you're going to table it.
I mean, I'll make a motion, Dave. That's all.
Jay, we're going to table this agreement because most of the board isn't. You know, we have 3 out of the 5 here, but we would like to discuss this further. So we're going to. Supervisor's going to. It might delay this.
It is
Just
gonna,
letting you know.
it will delay the project.
We have 4 weeks of slough.
Okay.
But go ahead. So I'll make the motion, Dave.
I'll second.
All right.
Councilman Cardicchini?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion
All
carried.
right. Item number 4 is Resolution 2025-65, amendment to Resolution 2561 for a 5th professional services agreement with the engagement of Barclay Damon LLP. I'll take this one up. Actually, the town attorney and I, we've been working on this matter. This was for a zoning board matter here, and they had to retain additional outside legal counsel. The reason for we had 5 different amendments, so price continued to go up as additional legal services were acquired. And then there's what's called a scrivener's error on the dollar amount that was there that was caught. And so this resolution is to correct that and it resolves the total dollar amount. The town board will change to issue the final payment to Barclay Damon in the amount of $860, bringing the total amount paid under all agreements previous to $20,000. So I'll make a motion to approve 2025-65.
I'll second.
Councilman Carnegie?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 5 is resolution 2025-66 to purchase culvert pipe. And Councilman Carnegie, would you like to take that item?
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution 2025-66, which is authorize the purchase of culvert pipe from, I believe, Eaton.
Yeah.
North Star.
North Star in Eden. And this is in a total amount of $9,152.
I'll second.
Councilman Carnegie?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item 6 is resolution 2025-67, amending this is a few resolutions, amending resolutions 2023-16 and 2023-32 regarding the purchase of 2 international CV515 trucks. I'll take this one. So there's quite a bit of information here. You see what's in the packet. But there was a truck that the town board had previously had procured under resolution 2023-16. And then the specs and the cost that came into the town did not balance out to what was actually billed when we received the invoice. So resolution 2023 clarified that, which increased the international CV purchase price from $75,161 even to $75,940. So what this is doing essentially is it's making that change in the equipment itself, and also correcting our capital assets list that we're required to keep on file. So I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution 2025-67 and openly, publicly thank the bookkeeper for all of her work on correcting that information.
I'll second.
Councilman Carnegie?
Yes, and thanks to Ellie for her accounting
Magic.
gymnastics.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, item number 7 is resolution 2025-68, approving change order number 2 for phase 1 of the water system improvements project. Councilman Martin, would you like to take that item tonight?
Yes, Supervisor. So for our water system improvement project, it included replacing 10,770 linear feet of water main with an amount not to exceed $415,741. There was an increase that brought the total up to $2,520,092. And then a further increase because there was revisions to the construction drawings that were further changed the scope of work. Increasing it again for another $27,814, bringing the grand total to $2,547,906. I'm making a motion to approve this second change order for phase 1 of the water system project.
I'll second.
Councilman Carnegie?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, that is it for our new business. Old business, we have one item, and that one item tonight is to appoint a highway MEO appointment at the collective bargaining agreement MEO rate of $28.44. And Councilman Carnegie, can you take that item tonight?
Certainly. At this time, am I approving the?
Yeah, Anthony Schneider. Yep.
All right. This time I'd like to approve Anthony Schneider to begin work with the Highway Department as an MEO, one position at $28.44 per hour.
I'll second.
Councilman Carnegie?
Yes.
Supervisor Keating?
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin?
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, that is it for our business tonight. Reports and presentations. Highway Superintendent, you have the floor.
Yes, first I'd like to thank Billy D and congratulate him on his retirement. He's been a loyal, good worker ever since I've been here. So I want to just say thank you to Billy D. Second, Rice Road between Zimmerman and Fedek Road, we Nova chipped a weeks ago. Turned out really good. If anybody's been up there and checked it out, turned out great. Thornwood Drive, we're supposedly doing that 400-foot of 36-inch drain pipe, but National Fuel is having a hard time locating one of their lines, so it's kind of put us back a week. So hopefully we'll get done with that. But we got other pipe to put in up on Sherrill Road and up on Glen Terrace, and we got other work to do. Rice Road between Back Creek and West Dillon. We've been up there doing some paving this week. Got a couple more days to go, get that finished up, but we're doing the sled paving, we're doing the strips, taking out the tire ruts, leveling up a little bit. Next year we'll stone it. As far as Mr. Hawkinson talking about the water line project, I really agree with him. I mean, there should have been soil bore testing on that project for, I mean, in the town of Boston, there's areas where you get into the quicksand, you get down 5-6 feet, you get a quicksand, there's shale, there's all kinds of problems you could have. I mean, that job, there was no soil testing, boring done, and now they're running into issues. I mean, CPL designed that project right from the start when they did Henrich Road. They had that new water line going down between the gas line, the power poles, the old water line, and all these trees that it just was never gonna fit. So then they had to run it down the shoulder of the road. And there was other issues with CPL. I think they did a very poor job designing that project. Just my thoughts, I don't have nothing to do with the project, but I do talk to the contractor, and there's a lot of issues that go on down there. And other than that, I think that's all I have tonight.
All right, thank you very much. Councilman Carter Keating, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. I would like to also congratulate Billy D and thank him for his years of service. And we've got a lot of the guys from the department. I don't know if you guys pay attention to the meetings or, listen to any of the feedback, but, the board has been very supportive of the work and what you guys do on the day-to-day. And I know that when you lose a senior member like this, it's, we're celebrating one retiring and we're hiring a new MEO. It's gonna take some time to get that, smoothed out. But congratulations for your retirement. Enjoy your time. I hope you have many years of great stuff. So the only thing I'll add is related to the Christmas lighting. I'm struggling a little bit with why we need to have an engineer involved in our lighting, especially when they're not even our poles, right? They're NYSEG's poles. And we went through this a few years ago where it was like, well, once those receptacles are dead, we're never gonna be able to hook up to them again. And that's not where we're at. There's a process to follow that. And I mean, $13,000 to CPL, we can handle the bid process for a specification that's designated by NYSEG on what to hang on the poles. Well, then make it make sense for everybody, because it doesn't, $13,000 doesn't make sense. And that's all I have tonight.
You got it. Councilman Martin, you have the floor.
Thank you, and again, I'm gonna congratulate Billy D on his retirement as well. Many happy, hopefully restful years for you after all your service to the town, thank you. And I'm gonna also thank Mr. DiPietro, Mr. Mills, and Senator Gallivan for coming out and presenting proclamations of Billy D. We all appreciate what you all do for our town. And that's all I have.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, you have the floor.
Thank you, Supervisor Keating. 36 years, Billy? Is that right? I did not do any research, but you may be the longest employee of the town of Boston.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
That is accurate.
Congratulations. Yesterday's blood drive brought in 21 units that were collected, which helped save the lives of 63 local patients. The next blood drive is in the community room on Tuesday, September 2nd from 2 to 7. That is the day after Labor Day, so we're going to try to work on getting some folks in for that to get our numbers up here. And hunting licenses went on sale on Friday, August 1st. Deer management permits will be available for the first round until October 1st. It is a lottery, so it does not matter if you would come in on the first day or the last day for the DMP. Your chances of getting those deer permits are the same. And if you are a landowner of 50 more acres, please bring your tax bill in with you If it's a town of Boston property, I can certainly look that up. But if it is in another location of New York State, bring that in with you. It certainly makes it a lot easier to put that information into the computer. My office hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, so we always love seeing hunters come in. Big uptick in fishing license also, which is nice to see. And really, the summer concerts have gone very well this year, so I just wanted to say, if you haven't had a chance to get out and see them, we do have, Allison did a great job of preparing for the bands for this year, so we do have a few more weeks of summer left. And that's all I have, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Just have just a handful of things tonight. We do have a meeting on August 20th, next meeting is August 20th. As the town board starts to move into budget season. And then going down through, the town board did get a document up to the fire companies regarding the LoSAP, which is the Length of Service Award Points program, to kind of rectify some past practices and get things where they need to be. So that's been out. So far, positive feedback from the fire companies. We'll see if there's any other feedback. If not, that'll be a document formally adopted by the town board on file, and that'll get the Length of Service Award Point. I'll call it a confusion of what is and is not allowed for attainable service award points. That's all defined by general municipal law. But that will, it clarifies everything, makes it relatively easy, for our first responders to understand what's there. I did have Billy, I know I congratulated before, but thank you again. I still remember back when I was running for town council, met you up at Chestnut Ridge, and you really, you guys were great and welcoming. So thank you. It's been a pleasure working with you over the years. I know some things have cut. You'll be retiring early, but really wish you all the best. Yeah, right, exactly. But we're all here for you. If there's anything we can ever do, feel free to reach out anytime. I wish you all the best for sure. It's been a pleasure working with you. Just wanted to note, if you haven't seen the signs on Boston State Road, 277 is going to be closed for paving. That paving was held off by state DOT due to the water lines that are going in that we've been talking about. So that will be underway in the very near future. That was the same for South Abbott Road. And then I did have a resident today at the Congregate Dining Program ask me about Back Creek Road. What's going on in Back Creek Road? That's always a hot topic. I did have, since I'm the chairman for the supervisor forum, I did have the county executive, Commissioner Geary and Deputy Commissioner Hoke out at our supervisor meeting this past Tuesday. I know we brought it up at a board meeting prior, but that Back Creek Road is going to be worked on. It was supposed to be done this year. And legislator Mills, I don't know if you have any inside story on this one, but I know it's something you and I have always worked closely on. But that was supposed to be on the docket for this year due to the water projects that are underway. It does not make sense for the county to spend county taxpayer dollars, fix a road, then have the town of Boston, whoever the contractor is on the lowest bid. That's how the bid process works under General Municipal Law 103B. Whoever that lowest bid vendor is to come in and cut up what they just fixed. So that's why Back Creek Road did not get done and completed this year. It is on the slate for next year, assuming anything crazy happens. But we do have a legislator who has always been a big advocate to get Back Creek Road and all the county roads taken care of. So thank you, Legislator Mills, as well. Did want to touch base, if you haven't seen it yet, the code enforcement team did contract with vendor to get the grass cut down at Wertz Funeral Home, so we got that taken care of. That was really, it's a public safety issue. You get into the realm of here we go, laws. New York State Property Maintenance Code, you get the tall grass, you get vermin, especially out here in the south towns. So we had that taken care of, and while the grass was being cut, I know this is always another kind of hot button topic. Somebody had broken into Wertz, even though we boarded it up. Somebody ripped off the plywood, got into Wertz again. So we incurred another cost boarding that building back up. There's a lot of moving parts around Wertz Funeral Home. I don't want to get into it here, but it is a legal matter. That's why the building is where it's at, and short of the town board taking some pretty drastic borderline eminent domain proceedings, that building will remain the way it looks until things shake out on the other side of the grass, I'll say. So that's an update there. I know that somebody in DPHO did have to bug out early tonight. He had another event, but I did want to publicly thank him. We have a local veteran in town, Gerald Penn. He invited myself and the town board and the town clerk out on Saturday for bridge dedication. So the Sherrill Road Bridge, if you go through the underneath the bridge on the 219, you'll see that it's now labeled as the Gerald B. Penn Bridge, and he was a U.S. Army veteran, served in Vietnam. He had received multiple medals and accommodations, including the National Defense Service Medal, Vietnam Service Medal, the Bronze Star, the Vietnam Campaign Medal. So it was great to meet the family and talk to them, thank her for her service. So that was a really nice event on Saturday. Deputy Miller did touch base on this. Anybody watching at home, please lock your vehicles. I can't stress this enough. People are leaving, it's 2025, folks. It's not 1980, it's not 1970s, it's not even 1990s. You gotta lock your cars, and please don't leave your keys in them. Because luckily, they were, the young kids, if you didn't see it on Facebook, the young kids were apprehended because they went to 7-Eleven. They thought it'd be fun to go grab a couple of slushies, and they were all on camera. Guess how they got caught? Camera. Yeah, you make silly mistakes. So thankfully they did. The vehicles were returned, but please lock your vehicles. Make sure your house is secure. Yes, we live in the country, but these kids, it is a fact. These folks are coming out from the city. I hate to say it that way, but these are the facts as they are, and they're breaking into cars. They're taking your any valuables in your car, your sunglasses or otherwise. Lock things up, please. And kudos to the Shunk team that created the Citizen Watch committee that Deputy Miller talks about. They do routine Facebook posts. If you're not on their Facebook feed, feel free to jump on and check them out. All right, moving on. So change orders, water, and holiday lights. I'll answer a lot of these questions. So change orders are standard practice. Basically any documentation that comes into the town board packet is essentially fully vetted. Not only does it go across my desk, the bookkeeper's desk, it also goes across almost 99.9% of all the resolutions are drafted by the town attorney, who has reviewed any and all documentations to ensure that the town board is compliant with general municipal law, in this case, general municipal law 103B, and any other pertinent cases. Change orders are normal. Yes, the bidding process, they're bidding based off of the spec. They do not know what's in the ground. The highway superintendent just said National Fuel is having a hard time finding a gas line down on Thornwood Ave. That's exactly what happened over on Heinrich when they called. The call for Dig 811 does not go out until after that bid is awarded. That is the sole responsibility of the contractor. When they called for that, there was a water line over here, a natural gas fuel line close up to the house. They had no way to run the line the way it was designed and engineered, hence the change order. That was all part of the board packet. That's full disclosure. Any of you can pull the board packet and see exactly what's going on. This does happen. No one has X-ray eyes to see what's inside the ground. So that is a normal process there. That explains a lot of what's going on. Going underneath the bridge where they had to go through the shale, they knew there was shale there. But when they were going through the shale, they ran into problems, hence the change order, which is detailed. And again, it's public record. You can FOIL request it or stop by the town clerk's office and view. You can see exactly where the deductions were and where the additions are. Everything's been above board. There's nothing that has ever been hidden by any of the 5 of us sitting here in this town board. Again, everything being reviewed by multiple people, not just one person. The town board also appoints our engineers. If we ever want to change, we can certainly change engineers. We go out to bid, ask a professional service agreement, and we solicit an engineer that way. Holiday lights. It is not as simple as going out with a nice spec that Mr. Jackson, respectfully, I know Jay, but since I'm sitting up here, Mr. Jackson had brought up Mark Stifter, who Mr. Jackson had brought up. Sorry, Jay. That is a formal spec from NYSEG, what has to be followed. When you're looking at the poles, and it does get complex, it's not as easy as looking at a telephone pole and seeing it as a telephone pole, which is why if you look at the documentation, they're going to create essentially, if you will, a menu. Pole type A, pole type B, pole type C. I know exactly what this is about. I volunteer on the Erie Net Board. We deal with this all the time with National Grid and all, and also, NYSEG. So, the poles, they can have different lines, they can have different attachments. So they have to look and see what's there. So that way when we go out to any of the contractors, if all of you are vendors, you want to know what you're bidding on. That's fair to you as a vendor because you know how to spec that design. So we're going out and saying, okay, poles of type A, they need this. Poles of type B, they need that. Poles of type C, if that's the case, they need this. That is how that is broken out. That RFQ is because the engineer is designing and creating that versus requiring somebody else to go out and attain that information. We have pole numbers, we do have the locations, that's true. But as far as the design and all, that is required, especially when, again, following general municipal law. This project, an estimated cost, again, engineering estimates, is anywhere between $800 and $1,100 per pole. That is what's coming in, and I've spoken to both engineers, not one, but both. Lavella and CPL both said, what we're looking to do, fuse disconnect, this type of design spec without looking at the poles, ballpark this. We have 70 poles. That means out of the gate, approximately $70,000 for our holiday lights out there, folks, on top of what the engineer's gonna need to do to get an RFQ out to the vendors, whoever may be quoting on this. So that is why that needs to be done, again, fully vetted by not only myself, but a licensed engineer who has some letters at the end of the name and many years of education under their belt. They're going out and putting their stamp on this. It's been vetted by the municipal council in accordance with General Municipal Law 103B. That's why the resolution is drafted exactly the way it is with the supporting documentation. And as far as the permits, yes, permits are required. So all of our holiday lights, blessing or a curse, they're down our, as I call it, the main artery, Boston State Road. It's great for our community, it's wonderful. It is a county road. Anyone in here can call the county, Erie County DPW, and you are required to have a permit. So if you're working in the Erie County right away, whether it's a sign or otherwise, you're doing something in Erie County, you have to have a permit. You can't just go out there and throw a ladder up the pole and work on it. On the topic of throwing a ladder up the pole, as I made a note here, something that was not touched base on, most general electricians can't work on that pole. You have to be a certified lineman because you're working on a hot wire. There's no fuse disconnect there. So a human being touching a hot wire like that on a line, you're not getting a letter. Ask a regular electrician if they can go wire up something to the main, what they call the main circuit on a line. Most of them will tell you no unless they're certified to be a lineman. You need a lineman to do this work. It costs more money, as you might imagine. You need a bucket, you need a person that has a certified bucket truck, you need a lineman, and that's the process. We don't make the rules, but we take an oath of office to uphold and follow the rules. That's how this works. I know it's not, I don't like this any more than anybody else does. Trust me, this has come into a whole lot more. So that's your permits. And then last but not least, when we're looking at how to fund this was not a budgeted project. So with that being said, NYSEG has provided Mr. Jackson and myself roughly a 2-year window to complete this project. We can consider the project as a 2-year project. To answer Mr. Jackson's question as what can NYSEG do, technically speaking, yes, the answer still is. It is their pole. Can they require the town of Boston to remove anything that's attached to the fixer pole? The answer to that, so you all hear the message united, it is yes. NYSEG can ask, they can absolutely tell us to take them down. Even if we comply with all this, they could technically tell us to take it down. We will own, because of that fuse disconnect, once this job is completed, we will own everything from the fuse disconnect and otherwise. The reason that NYSEG requires the, it's not a PO17, PO17 civil service document, but there's a document that NYSEG requires to be filled out. And the reason being is that there's a tree that comes down on the line. They want to know, if they go to pole number 1, 2, 3, they know exactly what's attached to it, whether it's the town of Boston's lights, whether it's Verizon's cable, Spectrum's cable, or otherwise. That's their tracking mechanism. So we have to report that to them. That I will have probably completed in probably the next week or so. And then at that point, they will know exactly what poles we have things attached to. At that point, we are now required, hit the stopwatch, clock starts ticking, we need to get this job done. So with that being said, that's where we need to kind of figure, the town board needs to figure out how and what we're going to do. Do we want to do all 70 poles? Do we not want to do all 70 poles, and have that conversation? This is $70,000. Keep in mind, last year's 2% tax cap that the town was supposed to stay within, a little over $100,000 to put it in perspective. This is real money for our little town, and it's, again, we don't make the rules. I'm not trying to be difficult. We're following the law. We're following the process that is established that we all raise our right hand to take an oath of office to do these things. So that's really all of it on the line. If anybody has any questions, just as I'm taking the time to do now, I'm happy to explain, happy to answer any questions, but this is going to be an expensive endeavor. And sadly, I wish I didn't have to say it this way, could NYSEG come back and tell us if we do not comply with what they want, because it's their poles, yes, we would have to take that down. That is the answer. Not that all of us want to hear that, but that is the answer you need to hear. Not that we want to hear that. So there's our situation in front of us. It's very unfortunate, but that is where we are at. So one of the strategies that I've had and had a discussion with the engineer is that we tackle the outlets and receptacles that have failed or are on close, aged out and close to being failed, so we can have all of our lights. Phase 2 approach will be next year at some point, take that on, but again, we still have to find a funding mechanism. Sales tax is not coming as high, I won't get on that soapbox, but we got sales tax, mortgage tax challenges, and then other expenses. Healthcare, you'll hear this in my budget presentation this year. We got a 13% increase in healthcare this year, folks. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's not solid waste. That's not our electric. That we all know in our own budgets. It's going up. It's going to be an interesting budget season, so we have to set our priorities, and that's the 5 of us jobs up here to figure that out. And also you're right as a citizen that, has elected us into office to represent you to come in and speak at the public hearings. So the budget will be out in the near future. It has to be adopted legally by November 20th. But I can assure you that everything is, the I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed. Our town attorney has reviewed any and all documents that need to be done. Again, the resolutions are vetted and handled there. So when it hits the board packets, my fellow board members here have all the information they need, all the documentation that they need, and everything is in compliance with the law. So that is all I have. I know it's long-winded, but it was well-deserved. Mr. Jackson, I appreciate you bringing those questions before us. And we'll keep plugging away at this one. So with that, I'll make a motion to end the meeting at 8:22 p.m.
I'll second.
Councilman Karakini,
Yes.
Supervisor Keating,
Yes.
Councilwoman Martin.
Yes.
Motion carried. Adjourned.